Okay.
Hey everybody, Pam Fleece here from the Dick Biondi documentary. Thanks for joining us tonight. You know, we were going to have Jimmy Sands with him, and we've got Jerry McGeorge with us from the Shadows of Night, but Jimmy had a technical problem. So tonight we're going to talk with Jerry, and we're going to hear some stories, like really cool stuff. So we're here with Joe Farina, and Joe's going to start this thing off. So thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. It's really an honor and a pleasure for Pam and I to talk to Jerry. And Jerry played a crucial role in one of the probably the most famous, recognizable garage bands of all time, the Shadows of Night. And everybody knows the famous song Gloria. And Jerry added such a unique sound to that song. As soon as you hear that opening riff, you know you're listening to something historic and something special. Jerry, it's really an honor and a thrill for Pamela and I to be here with you. And I just, what we wanted to talk to you about first is if you could tell us real quickly, how did you end up becoming a member of the Shadows of Night?
Well, it was an invitation from Joe Kelly to join the band. This was late 1965. I think it was November. They were actually doing the demos for Gloria. And Norm Gotch, their rhythm guitar player, had been drafted. And I was with a band called the Blackstones with Jeff Boyen and Tom Osborne and Dave Blanchard. And Dave and Tom were drafted about a month before, and we were having no luck really finding replacements we thought were suitable. And all of a sudden, Joe made the invitation to me, and it was a natural fit, I thought. And so I shook hands with Jeff and said, "Hey, it's been fun. I'm going to go play with the Shadows." And it got us going. And then I had lived at home, with my mother, who did a wonderful job of taking care of me. And Joe and I rented an apartment in Arlington, or Rolling Meadows, right across from the Nike base. There used to be a Nike base. There was a missile, And after about a year, we weren't welcome there anymore. We liked to party a lot, but whatever. But it was the beginning of my misspent youth, I like to call it, joining the Shadows.
That's great. That's fantastic. And the Shadows is such a recognizable sound for that time in the 1960s. And along the way, you heard these bands on the radio, and there are a lot of incredible DJs at the time playing that kind of music, including Dick Biondi. And I was just wondering if you could tell us your connection and maybe some awesome stories about Dick Biondi and your connections with him. Oh,
sure, yeah. Dick was what Facebook would be right now to a Chicago kid. So I don't remember the year exactly when he started. I think it was 1960, but he was a sensation. I mean, he was an absolute superstar. And for a kid in high school in the early 60s, the world stopped for Dick Biondi. And he was not a shock jock like what came later. He pushed the edge a little bit, but he played the best music. I think it's what got him in trouble. Played the best music and had the funniest jokes. And one of the best things he did was On Top of a Pizza, which everybody sang on top of a pizza, even when they weren't listening to Dick. So anyway, he was a lovable character. It was very sad that, that he didn't continue, but, the rest was history. He did just fine for himself. I always have a warm place in my heart for Dick.
That's wonderful.
Do you have a story about Dick?
Well, I have a story I had told Joe earlier, and I'll try to make it as short as possible because I know our time's limited. My dad took me on a fishing trip up into Canada, about 100 miles north of Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. And we took a train to a siding and got off on a siding. I'm 15. And we're with a neighbor and his son, who was a year older than me. And his son brought a little transistor radio along. Now, to me, fishing, I would rather go have my teeth drilled than fish, whatever, you know, but dad's dragging me on this trip. And at least there's somebody my age that I can talk to and things. So as part of this trip, we were on this wonderful, it's a magnificent wilderness experience. I'm like on the Lewis and Clark expedition on this thing. And there's no electricity at this place, that everything is like candlelit. This lady cooked these fabulous meals on the wood stove and everything. Dad doesn't want to catch the huge northern pike that are in this lake. He wants to fish for trout. And so the native guide that was assigned to us got us to port his canoes a mile through the wilderness to this little lake that he reputed to have trout. And so we get out on the lake, and I'm the only one that catches a trout. It's a complete bust of a trip. The trout I caught was a minnow, I think. So anyway, fortunately we had brought fish that we could cook. And the native guide tells us, and I have to warn you something, we're going to stay in a cabin. We have to stay inside, as this is black bear country. And this particular camp has been menaced by the huge male black bear. And he doesn't have a sense of humor. If he wants it, you got to give it to him. Or, you know, he'll have, you know, tourists for dinner. So this, to Freddie, my friend, and I, this is absolutely, this is the most exciting thing that we've ever encountered, ever. And so we cook fish for dinner, you know, on a wood stove and things like this and everything. And everything's great out in the woods. So we wanted to sleep outside. And the guy says, absolutely not. You know, if this bear comes, it's going to have you guys for, you know, you're going to smell like food. So anyway, we have the antidote to the bear. Freddie gets his transistor radio, and we wait for Dick to come on. Believe it or not, 100 miles north of the border, WLS came in like was next door. 50,000 watts of WLS. So anyway, when Dick came on, and I think it was at 9 o'clock, we waited until it was time for On Top of a Pizza. He cranks the radio up as loud as he could possibly get it. And we're convinced to this day that kept the bear from ever coming anywhere near that cabin ever again. So never.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And then I got to know, I met him when he was at WCFL, and actually I was with H.P. Lovecraft then. And he was just the most gracious, wonderful guy. He helped us a lot, you know, played our stuff, was very helpful. You know, he knew we were kids. And he was not like some of the other DJs in town, whose names I'm not going to mention, who didn't like the Shadows. He and Clark Webber loved us, and they really helped us a lot. Could never thank them enough for what they did for us.
That's awesome. You know what? We're running out of time already because we had all these technical problems today. Sorry about that, everybody.
That's okay.
But this has really been fun, and I can't thank you enough for joining us, Jerry.
I wouldn't have missed this for anything. And all the best to you in your endeavor with the film. I can't wait to see it.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. It was really a pleasure meeting
my
you.
My long-lost brother from another mother, Jimmy, I'm sure he will come out of the internet ether and join you.
We'll definitely catch up with Jimmy later. No problem. We have to do that because, you know, he's the guy with that crazy character.
Right.
What do they call him? The bad boy of rock and roll?
The bad boy of rock and roll. And I can tell stories, but I won't.
Well, we're going to have to save it for next time. But you know what? We have to announce the winner of our T-shirt and our mug, free mug this week. And
outstanding.
Jerry, if you wouldn't mind telling who the winner is.
It is, up closer, please. I think it says Bob Pondillo.
You got it.
Wow. Good.
Bob, you are a lucky winner.
Bob, you are our winner. Thanks for being a friend of the Dick Biondi film, which, by the way, we're in post-production. It's getting closer and closer.
Okay. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you.
All the best.
Joe, thanks for being with us. And Jerry, thank you so much. And to everybody that's watching out there, thank you for being with us. And we really appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Pleasure. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.